Hello, everybody. Diddy's former bodyguard, Big Joe Sherman, has bit back against Gloria Allred and Talia Graves, an alleged Diddy victim.
What we got here, this is the official docket report of what we just filed. As you can see, it's dated 8:01 p.m. on November 7th, 2024. This is your new court docket number, okay? You can see the Darnell D. Crossing is your lawyer right here, representing plaintiff Joe Sherman. All right, all these are the defendants that you are demanding money from. And it's that's right. Remember I said docket number one is your complaint?
Right.
There's a description of it, and of course, there's docket number one. All right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So this is a courtesy copy of everything for you. It was filed in
See my lawyer, see my lawyer. You ain't see the other clothes, that shit right out here. The Black Pack. Long live King Trump.
Amen. He said the black.
Now, we did cover this case pretty extensively. It was the first time that a really high profile lawyer started talking about this case on the behalf of an alleged victim. It was Gloria Allred. So, Gloria Allred is representing at least one, but I think more than one client against Diddy. One of the clients is named Talia Graves. Now, Talia is who Gloria Allred appeared with at a press conference. And, Talia didn't really want to speak, but Gloria Allred was there speaking and things like that. Now, Big Joe Sherman was another of the alleged perpetrators in this lawsuit. He was a defendant. He's named as a defendant in the lawsuit as one of Diddy's former bodyguards who also allegedly, according to these allegations, also allegedly assaulted the alleged victim. So Big Joe Sherman has kind of been hinting that he was going to clear his name by suing, right? And I mean, if you've followed this channel for any length of time, sometimes when you're trying to clear your name by suing somebody, really it makes you end up looking way worse. We'll see how effective it is. So I have his Instagram pulled up right here, and he did post a few things having to do with this lawsuit, but I do want to direct your attention to this one right here. This is I guess an announcement that he had a lawsuit coming and that he had filed one, not only against Talia, but against Gloria Allred too, and a few other people. So I do have the lawsuit. I want to read over it, but let me show y'all this Instagram post first.
So what we got here, this is the official docket report of what we just filed. As you can see, it's dated 8:01 p.m. on November 7th, 2024. This is your new court docket number, okay? You see the Darnell D. Crossing is your lawyer right here, representing plaintiff Joe Sherman. All right. All these are the defendants that you are demanding money from. And that's right. Remember I said docket number one is your complaint. Right. There's a description of it. And of course, there's docket number one. All right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So this is a courtesy copy of everything for you. It was filed.
See my lawyer, see my lawyer. You ain't see the other clothes, that shit right out here. The Black Pack. Long live King Trump.
Amen. He said,
The Black Pack, long live King Trump. Do those two things go together? I'm confused. Okay. Anyway, okay. So I do have the document. So let's pull up that lawsuit. Now, I have not read this. So this is going to be a little bit of a reaction video as well. Because like I said, I haven't read this yet. I just got it downloaded. I wanted to just record it as I was reading it. It's only 13 pages long. I mean, some of these things are 100 pages, so I think 13 shouldn't be too bad. So we have Joe Sherman versus Talia Graves, Gloria Allred's law firm, Marion Meyer Wang, Heather Gregorio, Jazly Liriano, and Kuti Hecker Wang, which seems to be a law firm. Okay. So it says plaintiff Joseph Sherman, that's Big Joe, by and through his attorney, Darnell Crossland Esquire, sues defendants Talia Graves. Okay, so we already read those people. For what? Defamation. Interesting. Negligent infliction of emotional distress, which is very difficult to win. A negligent infliction of emotional distress claim, the NIED, also very difficult to prove the next one. Intentional infliction of emotional distress. Okay, he's also suing for negligence, vexatious litigation, abuse of process. Oh, girl, I need to sue. I need to sue for some of these things. I'm a third party investor to surreptitiously loan me some money in the form of $100,000 to sue for some of these things, if I do say so myself. Seeking. So, what is Big Joe seeking? Compensatory and punitive damages, along with other appropriate relief, and makes the following allegations against the defendants. Okay, so what are the allegations? Here, let's get into the introduction. On September 24th, 2024, the above named defendants, that would be Talia and Gloria and all them, sued and went on a media tour touting, claiming, publishing, stating, and telling the whole world without any proof that Joe Sherman viciously R-worded Talia Graves in 2001 while he was working for Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs. The defendants made outrageous, disgusting, and life-altering statements and publishings about the plaintiff without any regard for the truth. These disgusting and outrageous statements could not be further from the truth. Joe Sherman has never met Talia Graves, let alone R-word her. Joseph did not work for Diddy in 2001. He stopped working for him 3 years prior to that in 1999. Okay. So basically Joe Sherman saying, they talk about I did something to her as Diddy's bodyguard in 2001, but I stopped working for him in 1999. And if accusing the wrong man of R-word was not bad enough, Talia wrote to Joe Sherman after her and her team of lawyers had already sued him in what can only be seen as an attempt to blackmail him into providing false testimony against Diddy when she wrote, quote, "If you will be my witness against Diddy, then my attorneys will leave you out of any proceedings." Then going on to promise him, "I will make sure the state does not pick up charges or our charges against you." In other words, Talia Graves and her team of lawyers promised to not destroy Joe Sherman's life with lies so long as he serves as their witness against Diddy. This court has, okay, so important part here that I didn't realize before is that I did know, or, I know it was alleged that Talia had texted Joe Sherman. I didn't realize that the text happened after she had already sued him. I was under the impression she texted Joe Sherman before she sued. Okay, so then we get into the jurisdiction and then we get into the parties. We've already discussed them. Okay, so here's the general factual allegations. On or about September 24th, 2024, Talia and Gloria and all them sued Joe Sherman, alleging, among other things, that Joe Sherman had R-worded Talia at a Bad Boy Records studio in 2001. The defendants also stated that Big Joe was acting as a bodyguard for Diddy at the time of the alleged incident, and both Diddy and Joe engaged in certain types of misconduct toward her. Talia and Gloria Allred and them then stated that Diddy and Big Joe gave Talia a drink likely laced with a drug, and she awoke to find herself bound and restrained and being brutally abused and violated. They also stated in November that she learned that Diddy and Joe had video recorded the horrific R-word. The above mentioned statements, along with all those asserted by defendants in the complaint and those that defendants put forth in the media on CNN, for example, are utterly and entirely false. That's what Joe's saying through his lawyer. The plaintiff, that's Big Joe, has never met Talia Graves or Gloria or any of the defendants, never engaged in any or non-consensual physical interaction with her, and did not participate in the events alleged. Any video that she claims she allegedly so-called learned about does not show the plaintiff, Joseph Sherman, in it. In fact, Big Joe stopped working for Diddy in 1999, and this is the last time he was even in the same room as him. Plot thickens, girl. Simply put, there's no possible way that the plaintiff, Joe Sherman, touched, taped, or had anything to do with Talia Graves. Indeed, plaintiff Joe Sherman was a persona non grata at Bad Boy Records, and anything Diddy related, having left Diddy's employ in 1999, to work in association with a direct competitor, and that would be Def Jam Records. Okay, so he's saying actually, by 2001, not only was I not in the same room with Diddy, I was working for a competitor, Def Jam Records, and that put me on the, the blacklist at Bad Boy Records. Like I wasn't even, they couldn't even talk to me because I basically turned on Diddy. I went work for his competitor. And we all know what's alleged to happen to people who do go and work for competitors, according to the lawsuits and stuff. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm just recalling some of the allegations, which are just that until proven in a court of law. Big Joe goes on to say, plainly said, Joe Sherman was not even allowed into Bad Boy Records studios or near Diddy after 1999. How could he have videotaped or R-worded Talia Graves in 2001 in the studio? On or about November 29, 2024, Talia Graves contacted Big Joe on Instagram direct message stating, if you will be my witness against Diddy, then my attorneys will leave you out of any proceedings. I will make sure that the state does not pick up charges or are charges against you. In her communication with Big Joe, the defendant Talia Graves never accused plaintiff of any R or S assault, but instead sought to persuade Big Joe to serve as her witness against Diddy. These statements imply that Talia is aware that Joe is innocent of any alleged S assault. I'm not sure that that's what that implies, girl. I'm not sure that's what that implies. And also, I mean, I'm just wondering, is it possible that Talia just got the year wrong? I mean, look, listen, if she did get the year wrong, it does undermine her credibility. It impeaches her credibility. And that's not my rule. I'm just telling y'all how it goes in court. Once somebody misremembers a material fact such as that, then the other side's lawyers can go, well, you didn't remember what year it was. So is it possible you didn't remember whatever, where it was? Is it possible you didn't remember da 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 da? And it's like, counter argument to that could be, yeah, I didn't remember really any of it until I learned about this tape last year, less than a year ago. But now that I saw the tape, I mean, maybe it was like sometime around 2001, could have been 1999. I don't know. That was 30 years ago. But what I can tell you is I saw it on the tape, right? So I don't know. All I'm saying is Joe Sherman's kind of acting like just because it didn't happen in 2001, it necessarily never happened. But he does make some pretty definitive statements like, we've never been in the same room. I've never touched her, right? I've never been around her. I never met her. I don't know. It could be true. It could be not. I certainly wasn't there. I don't know. I was like 8 years old or something. Big Joe goes on to say, Talia's lawsuit and subsequent communications constitute a calculated and malicious attempt to defame plaintiff by making knowingly false accusations with the intent of coercing Big Joe into supporting defendant's separate legal action against Diddy. He says, for example, defendant Gloria Allred had an opportunity to mitigate the damages of her defamatory lawsuit filed against Joe when she received a call from famed journalist Sarah Wallace of NBC, at which time Wallace shared with her Instagram messages written from her client Talia Graves to plaintiff Joe Sherman, asking him, if you will be my witness against Diddy, then my attorneys will leave you out of any proceedings. Instead of investigating or performing due diligence, Gloria Allred arrogantly wrote back in an email, quote, the complaint speaks for itself. Our client looks forward to her day in court. Okay, again, another weak argument, in my opinion. It's just my opinion. On behalf of Big Joe, he's saying, okay, well, just because Gloria Allred didn't make comments clearing Joe Sherman's name, basically, and instead she said the complaint is pretty much all I'm going to say, and we'll go to court for the rest. He's calling that like arrogant, avoiding mitigating the defamatory damages or whatever. I just don't agree.
That's all I'm saying.
Big Joe Sherman wants you to look at his face and listen.
You're on my Instagram.
We reached out to Allred asking about the texts and Sherman's denial that he was involved. Her email response, the complaint speaks for itself. Our client looks forward to her day in court.
I think it's very standard for a lawyer to say, I have no comment. Frankly, I think that's more comment than a lot of lawyers would give. A lot of lawyers would not reply at all, and they have a rule that they won't do that. So again, a weak argument on paragraph 33. Then he goes on paragraph 34 to state, instead of seeking the truth out, verifying facts, and bringing justice for women who were actually R-worded. See, again, he's showing his hand a little bit because he's implying here that Talia Graves, because she wasn't R-worded by Big Joe, then necessarily she's a lying ass that never been R-worded in her life, which how could Big Joe know that? It just seems like a bad faith argument yet again. Sorry. I mean, look, y'all know I'm fair. I do both sides. I do say where things are fair, where things are not fair. And this is just a stupid argument. It seems like a stupid bullying argument. Instead of seeking out the truth, verifying facts, and bringing justice for women who were actually R-worded, defendants here have set women's rights back and at the same time victimized Joe Sherman. How would Joe Sherman know whether Talia Graves was actually R-worded? Instead of saying this, he should have said justice against the people who actually abused somebody, right? Because all Joe Sherman would ever be able to even possibly say about conduct is that he didn't do something in the past. How could he possibly know? He's already trying to undermine whether or not Talia was R-worded at all. Instead of just clearing his own name, he's attacking Talia. And in my opinion, it's a bad faith argument. It's a bad faith argument. He should have said something else. He shouldn't have said bringing justice for women who were actually R-worded. And also, what in the hell is Big Joe Sherman, who we definitely have videos of him bringing highly, in my opinion, obviously in my belief, based on how they're acting in the video, highly inebriated on substances and or alcohol or something like that, in my opinion, based on the behaviors I observed as a non-expert, back to his or someone's apartment talking about, it's party time, let's party, happy birthday to Big Daddy Joe.
God, you gotta keep happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Big Daddy. Happy birthday to you.
All right, come on, kiss
Because do is I cannot sing.
You was doing good. What are you talking about?
My voice. At first it was fun, and now it just feels like I'm under pressure.
Your voice is fine. All right, come on. One more note.
It's American Idol, bitch. Like, where's my golden ticket at Allred?
Okay, where you holding?
We're like walking through the door.
Oh, shoes off.
Which door is it? What is it? No. We made it. We made it.
Okay, fun time. Happy birthday.
He's the last person I need advocating on the behalf of women's rights. I would rather if he just advocated on the behalf of his own rights, maybe men's rights, maybe people that are falsely accused of things rights. Absolutely do not need Big Joe, Big Daddy Joe Sherman advocating on the behalf of women's rights. Please.
We had a good meal tonight, right, baby? Look at her. She made up. Look at her.
Leave her alone. Oh, Shirley. The whole time. You didn't know, Angie? I thought it was leaking.
Baby, she ain't know that was leaking. It's all right, baby.
You thought it was somebody? Oh my God.
When we passed by the first time, you was like, oh shit. I was like, yeah, I thought the same thing. Oh my God!
Please. Please. Okay. So then count one, defamation. Falsely and maliciously claimed that Joe committed heinous crimes, RSA, thereby damaging his reputation and causing him harm. They made this statement knowing their falsity. I don't know that you've proven that, but okay. His second count going to be extremely hard to prove. Negligent infliction of emotional distress. And he says that these are the things that he has dealt with: anxiety, embarrassment, humiliation, anguish, physical symptoms, insomnia, depression, anxiety, vomiting, headaches, and other health complications. Then he goes on with an intentional infliction of emotional distress, meaning they intentionally did. It's going to be even harder to prove than a negligent one, I think. The conduct has to be extreme and outrageous, that it transcends all bounds of decency. And again, I mean, it was just a run-of-the-mill press conference that Gloria Allred did. I mean, she's been doing them for like 40 years or something. So I really don't think it's necessarily so extreme and outrageous that it's going to transcend all bounds of decency. Then just regular negligence claim, which is a tort. Vexatious litigation, very interesting. Defendants initiated legal proceedings with a malicious intent, knowing the allegations were baseless and without probable cause. They engaged in this litigation with intent to harass and coerce plaintiff into providing favorable testimony against a third party as part of their broader strategy. Talia and them's conduct, that includes Gloria Allred, constitutes vexatious litigation causing plaintiff undue harm and distress along with significant financial losses related to defending against these baseless claims. And plaintiff seeks compensatory and punitive damages to deter defendants from engaging in future frivolous and malicious litigation. Then he's suing for abuse of process. That's like, abusing the legal system. They utilize legal process, including filing a baseless lawsuit, not for its intended purpose, but to exert pressure on plaintiff to cooperate in litigation against a third party. And this sounds like a lot like what a certain Yavrimovich has done to me. Utilize the legal process, including filing baseless lawsuits. Now we're up to like 6 of them or something. Not for its intended purpose, but to exert pressure on plaintiff to cooperate in litigation against a third party. And so now this is what Joe Sherman is claiming that Talia Graves and Gloria Allred have done to him. They use legal mechanisms to threaten and coerce plaintiff with the intention of achieving unrelated goals. Certainly sounds like what Lima Yavrimovich is doing to me. Now it's giving me ideas of what I could sue her for. Let her keep going with these stupid lawsuits and watch what happens. Oh, also, I think we might be up to 1,000 donations on the legal fund, and we are less than $800 away from $50,000 in that legal fund. We're going to have another fundraiser soon, y'all. Okay. Plaintiff seeks compensatory and punitive damages as a result of defendant's abuse of process. Then a malicious prosecution claim. This is another great idea. I need to take some notes from Mr. Trump King or whoever they were calling this lawyer, Crossland. Plaintiff incorporates the other ones. Okay, Defendants initiated and pursued a legal proceeding against plaintiff without probable cause, with full knowledge that the allegations were baseless and intended to harm plaintiff. Not them getting me. I'm a little bit siding with Joe because he's giving me such good ideas what I can sue for. Thank you, malicious prosecution. If that legal fund gets up and I can pay my lawyers, then I can start thinking about paying the lawyers to pursue some claims on the offense. Defendants acted with malice, filing claims against plaintiff solely to damage his reputation. Yeah, that sounds familiar. It sounds familiar to me. Cause him emotional harm sounds familiar to me. Having people show up at my house banging on my damn door at all hours of the day and night definitely sounds familiar. And to achieve leverage in an unrelated case. He goes on to say that the malicious prosecution caused him significant reputational and financial harm, emotional distress, and mental anguish. As a result, he is entitled to compensatory and punitive damages for the malicious prosecution. I do wonder who financed it. Like, was it financed by a third-party investor as a loan? I wonder. Okay, so what does he want in relief? Compensatory damages in an amount to be determined at trial, punitive damages, costs, expenses, and attorney's fees, and any other relief that the court deems proper. Okay, and then the complaint was verified by Joseph Sherman. It doesn't say under which laws. Okay, then we get some exhibits, okay, and this is allegedly one of the exhibits, which does purport to be a DM on Instagram from allegedly Talia Graves. Now, it's very important because there's a phone number here. So this is a public record. This is a public record, the public document. You can go and get this document publicly, but I will be blurring out the numbers. So the text message says from Instagram user, November 29th, I'm assuming last year because it's only November 11th today. Hey, were you a security guard for Puff? He says, LOL, who are you? I'm going to scroll. And then she says, please call me, and puts her number. Okay. And I did scroll. It had set up there. Please call me. And she put her number. I'm not showing it for the purposes of this video. She says the next day, like I explained before, if you will be my witness against Diddy, then my attorneys will leave you out of any proceedings because we have statements that you physically showed over 8 people, videos of me and you to people in the studio. So if you are willing to give me a statement about my R against Puffy, then the attorneys won't go after you for revenge, PORN, or distribution of an act without consent. Okay. And it says, that's why I asked you to call me so I don't have to keep writing this. I will make sure that the state does not pick up charges or are charges against you. I also understand that was 2001 and this was the normal behavior for you guys, but then we women have to deal with the repercussions and the trauma. Okay, and it says you blocked this account. Now, Big Joe, importantly, in my opinion, includes this exhibit, this text message, DM, whatever, on Instagram. Somehow it's proof that she knew he didn't R-word her, but I actually don't think that helps him at all. I actually think it goes against what he's trying to argue. He's trying to say, look, Your Honor, here's some evidence. Here's some evidence that this lady knew that I didn't R-word her, but it's not, because look, she just literally says it. Videos of me and you to the people in the studio. So it looks to me like she's telling him exactly who's in that video. Joe says, I don't know who you are talking about or who you are. You can sue me, shoot me, throw me out the window. She said, did you work for Bad Boy? Did you show a video to people in the studio of Conrad's? That's why I asked you to call, so I can make sure it's the right person. He said, don't know what you are talking about. Oh, let me cover up this number again. Don't know what you are talking about. Tell your lawyer, do what he want. Well, it was a she. Oop. God bless you. I am not in the industry. What industry? I think he might be in the industry, girl. What's the industry? I need a definition, Joseph. Okay. I'm going to scroll. Her number's on here, so I'm going to scroll and then get past the number. Okay. She said, dude, just call, and gives her number. When you hear voice, you will know. He says, please stop threatening me and sending me intimidating messages. She said, you are not in the industry now, but you were back then. He said, I don't have a clue who you are, nor seen your video, nor do I know of your video, nor ever seen you in my life. She said, it is not a threat. I am just trying to connect the dots. Like I said, I am one of Puffy's victims, so I was just made aware that you had shown some tape of me and you to people in the studio. I didn't even know you recorded anything between us. Did you work for Bad Boy? They called you Big Joe, right? Did you manage Cameron? I don't know who that is. Cameron? He says, once again, miss, I don't know nothing you are talking about. You can call Jesus. You can save all these messages. I have no problem with you doing that. She goes, I'm trying to make sure I have the right person. Do you know a Conrad, aka Rad, used to work at Bad Boy? She said, I'm curious what you effing this guy you call Big Joe, because you definitely was never having beep with me. I never saw you in my life. She said, just answer the question. Did you work for Bad Boy ever? He said, goodbye. And just because you try to threaten me, if anybody calls for my assistance against you, they can definitely have this content I just put out. You pick a right mother to threaten. That's definitely not true. I know nothing of you, Diddy, or anybody. You are on my phone threatening my life. She did not threaten his life. Please. He is dramatic. Drama queen. And my safety. I never did anything to you nor seen you in my life. Miss, you are on my page. I'm sure if the guy on the page was someone that did something to you or was videoing you, you would know. LOL. Was you effing Joe Sherman? I'm not understanding none of this. She said, just call. I can better explain. Well, since you say it wasn't you, then we would just wait for the witnesses to say whatever they have to say in court, and they would figure it out. Thanks for your time. And nobody made any threats against you. I said specifically, if it was you in that video and the witness statements, I would make sure that no charges were brought against you. If you were the same Joe and can testify for me against Diddy, because the other 6 people that gave statements in New York said that Joe showed them a video of me and him. So thank you for your time. Oh, this makes me wonder if this came up in the grand jury. 6 people in New York, she says. 6 people gave statements in New York saying Joe showed them a video. That's interesting. She says, I'm trying to protect myself from the media and the bullshit and whatever video is out there from 2001, and also save Joe from any bullshit or repercussions from that same video. But if you're not him, then I apologize. I would just let Old Man Prince and the attorneys figure out what's going on. Who's Old Man Prince, girl? Who is Old Man Prince? He said, LOL, I don't know you. Do you know this is Joe Sherman? Did you sucked his did? If no, what he looks like, why you on my page threatening me? Here we go with this threats again. Who's Prince? Is that one of your boyfriends? She said, no one made any threats toward you. I specifically said there is a video of Big Joe that used to work as a Bad Boy security guard. Also confirmed he worked there. And also confirmed there is a video of me and him from 2001. Also confirmed that this video was shown on a camcorder by Big Joe to at least 8 different men, including Diddy at Bad Boy Studios. I'm trying to get a statement from Big Joe on my behalf because I'm going after Diddy for the assault. So if you're not the same person, like I said, then I apologize. And Prince is not my boyfriend. He is Mr. J. Prince, and everyone in the industry knows who he is. I do not know who that is. I don't know who J. Prince is, girl. But I'm not in the industry. I'm not in the industry, so I guess I wouldn't know. She said, but if you're not the same Joe, then it's all good. But if you are, then I would like to have a conversation with you. And that way I could tell you what the attorneys in New York, and then it cuts off. He said, I just don't get nothing you're saying. If there's a video you sucking Big Joe. Okay, she didn't say that too. That's the other thing. He keeps talking about stuff like as if he definitely knows what she's talking about. Because why is it talking about you sucking Big Joe beep 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 whenever she did not say that? She did not say that in these exhibits that he's provided so far.
She got 10 stacks to do this shoot. $10,000 I paid her to do this shoot. Made a lot of money off it. I made almost 10 times that. Roxy Reynolds, $10,000. People gotta understand this, man. But this is where the hate comes from. This is why the hate, the number ones that got everything going now. The game has changed. Informants are winning. Real suckers. Motherfuckers ain't never do nothing. Never been to jail. Never fought nobody. Never did nothing. Street look up to. Talk to killer shit. Ain't never been in a fight. But because they sell the game so good on IG, they respect it. Wasn't like that. You had to earn your bones in the 80s. You had to earn your bones in the 90s. Nobody got nothing free. You couldn't say you was a gang. You couldn't say you was a killer. You couldn't say you had bitches unless you earned it. I earned my stripes. I did my shit with honor, yo. Never told on no motherfucking. Went away for shit I ain't had nothing to do with. Stood up for Know what I mean? You see this? When chicks popped out doing shit like this, it's like me had to pay. We had to pay, but you know what? Social media came about and f***ed the gang up. All us did dumb shit, man. But at the end of the day, man, I've been doing this shit for years. Look at Roxy. She just started. I've been with her forever. Look at my team. Biggie Smalls' house. This is how we did it, yo. This is how we really did it. She got paid to hold that scissor up. She got a check. Vanna James, all of them was popping. They all got checks. They didn't come here for fun. Keep it 100. Stop keeping it twisted. You know what I mean? I've been doing it forever, motherfucker. Since 80, 79.
And he's also saying, I don't get nothing you're saying. It's very clear to me. There's a video going around. Someone named Big Joe is in it, and someone named Big Joe has it on a camcorder. Someone named Big Joe who has it and is in it and has it on a camcorder has shown it to people. And there have been 6 witnesses who have testified or have stated that happened. Okay, it's very clear. It's not nothing to not get, but it does seem like maybe there's some frontal lobe deficiencies with the Big Joe if he doesn't understand something just so simple as this.
I earned my stripes. I did my shit with honor, yo. Never told on no motherfucking. Went away for shit I ain't had nothing to do with. Stood up for.
It seems like something pretty simple to understand. And it's honestly undermining the credibility of Joe because he's the one who put these text messages out here. He put the text DMs out here and it's making him look bad. And stupid. It's kind of making him look stupid and deficient in the brain. It makes me wonder, okay, if you don't understand a very simple question, did you used to work for Bad Boy?
Look at my team. Biggie Smalls' house. This is how we did it, yo.
Is it you showing people a video? And is it you in a video? It's a very simple question. Very simple. A kindergartner can answer these questions. Probably a 3-year-old. Did you take a video? Are you in the video? She didn't say nothing about S and nobody's D, but here he is. I don't get nothing you're saying. If there's a video of you sucking Big Joe's D, then you should know who beep you were sucking and who's Big Joe. She said, well, that's why I got people to identify who Big Joe is. Jean, I don't know who Jean is, also confirmed it. So did Roger and Diddy's lawyer. And that was the picture they sent me asking if this was the same person. So I guess when I fly to New York in 2 weeks, I will see what they have. You have a good day. He said, I don't give up about no J Prince. Never heard of him. Don't know him. Not intimidated by your threats of him. F out of here. You don't, I guess, got a effing clue what you do in threatening me. The only thing threatening that I see in this exchange is definitely Big Joe. I definitely think I interpret him as being threatening and definitely not Talia. This is my opinion. Joe goes on, as you can see, I'm responding to all your threats on these texts shows you how much I give a F. You got a problem with Diddy, but you going out your way threatening other people. I never saw you before. Don't know what you talking about. Never showed no video, nor had one of you. So why the F are you threatening me with Jay, Prince, and lawyers like I give a beep? It's hundreds of strippers, prostitutes, bottle girls, models, married women, regular women that's going to be coming after Diddy for his money. All you women know what you was doing with Diddy. Actually, you just found a way to turn consensual S into R word. Okay, so he's saying all you women knew what she was doing. Every single one of them. Another thing that Big Joe could have no way to know, but it just shows his propensity for intimidation and threats, in my opinion. In my opinion, that's what I would interpret it this way. If I received this text message set, I would certainly interpret it as threatening because he's screaming all these profanities. He's sending walls of text. He's acting like he don't know what she's talking about, but then he kind of a little bit does because he's talking about very specific things about things happening in a video that she did not mention. He's victim blaming her, saying there's no way that possibly she was rugged or anything else. So, I mean, it's giving degenerate, to be honest, in my opinion. All you women know what you was doing with Diddy actually. You just found, period. A way to turn, consensual, comma. S into Big Joe. There's no comma necessary in between an adjective and a noun. There's really no comma necessary at all whatsoever, unless you are doing a series of adjectives. Take the comma out. It's weird. Anyway, you all was effing him and loving it, just like women do all these other rappers and singers until y'all get the shot to get until, not and tell, buddy. Until y'all get the shot to get some money out of them, then it's has been a little stressed out from being broke. That's the real problem. Old and broke. The man has some very, very serious frontal lobe issues when it comes to spelling in his threats. But that is all we really have for today. There's nothing else been filed in this case, and I am interested to see how Gloria and Talia respond to this allegation and to these allegations. To me, it kind of, honestly, the exhibits, he shouldn't even included them because it made him look way worse. Y'all saw at the beginning of this video, I was like, oh, Big Joe, you know, I even right before the end of it, I was like, oh, I'm kind of on Big Joe's side because, like, honestly, like, I know what it feels like to be sued under false pretenses. I know what it feels like to be the recipient of a slap litigation, and it is really messed up. But then when Big Joe showed me his true colors with his paint, he just let it all hang out with those exhibits at the end and showed me exactly how he does talk to women specifically. I'm back to square one with Big Joe. I'm very interested to see how Talia is going to respond. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation, and neither is reading a public complaint, girl. Love you, mean it, bye.
Hold on, let me see. Say it again.
Okay, so when you see docket number 1, that means it's the first filing on the docket. When you see 1-1, that means it's an exhibit to that document. And what we've here, we filed exhibit A, which is all those messages this girl sent you trying to blackmail you into testifying against P. Diddy.
Okay.
So, and again, they got the blue line. That means they're officially public record.
Oh, so I can put this in my book.
But anything you want that's got a blue line on the side.
In the street of all clicks. You know I live by the code. But what you motherfuckers need to understand is I don't do no talking. I'm not going to get on the internet smashing Cameron Giles because this is up there concerning this whole bullshit that I was going through. I understand what you people saying. I understand it dearly, but what you need to understand is the motherfucker Cameron made me what I am today. Cameron allowed me to manage all his artists and gave me carte blanche to do whatever I wanted. Cameron allowed me to run all his shows and sit back and say, yo, if you want to add 5,000, 10,000 on to do whatever you want, that's your money. And still gave me 20%. Cameron allowed me to go up to Def Jam and control all his artists and to make millions and to make side money. Cameron allowed me to sit there up in Def Jam and make $125 million deal with L.A. Reid. It fell through. That's all in my book. But it was Cameron who allowed me to do all these deals. It was Cameron Giles, man. I understand you people upset because he didn't respond on the show and say, yo, man, Joe was with me on 2000, 2001, all the way to 2010. Never went around, never went to a party, never hung out, never said nothing bad. And all these years later, I still won't drag Cameron's name in the mud or be upset about anything. You know why? Because I live by a code of honor. I don't talk about mothers that helped me. That's why I won't talk about that other dude, because he helped me. Even though I wasn't around him for 24 years, it's honor. You can't talk about people that help you grow if they didn't do nothing. So no, I'm sorry, people. All this clown shit that's going on over the internet, all you this and and made you millions, you clowns. I'm not doing that. No matter what a motherfucker say, I'm dying with my honor. Not gonna disrespect that man. You people have the right to stand up and say whatever you choose to say. But me, I can't say nothing. I gotta be quiet and be grateful that that man allowed me to make millions. Later.
Welcome into my world. You're playing my game. Thought that you could come up and they're fitting off of my knee. Talking out the side of your neck like you're insane. Cortisol levels to the roof. Inflame. Kids these days so shameless. Selling out real friends for a paycheck. Mama didn't teach them no home training. Wanna be me so bad, but they failing. Step to the plate though. I'll take a challenger. I ain't scared of no low life scavenger. I should warn you though, if you haven't heard, I ain't no Colleen ukulele ballanger. Shots been fired. Run and tell that. Say it to my face though. Now behind my back. Won't be long till you share it in a group chat. And when I call you up, you're gonna backtrack. And you should've kept my name out your mouth. Ask Vigo how it all turned out.